Hello everyone and welcome to the MattVidPro AI YouTube channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, and if you've been watching the channel for a while, why don't you check and see if you are subscribed? For some reason, YouTube has been unsubscribing my viewers from my channel, and this is the only way we can combat this issue. As I'm sure you can expect, I come across a lot, and I mean a lot, of AI websites by doing this channel. And trust me, there's a lot of really great ones that just go unnoticed and unused that I think deserve just a little bit more attention from the AI community. So today we're going to be covering, in my opinion, the most underrated AI apps and websites that'll absolutely help you with productivity, day-to-day life, creative endeavors. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So first up, we have Claude 2. This is very similar to ChatGPT, but it has a huge advantage over ChatGPT. Claude 2 is a large language model developed by Anthropic. You can use it for completely free, just like ChatGPT, but if you want, you do have the option of upgrading to a higher paid plan, which gives you more chats per day and more readily access to the Claude 2 website. Now, Claude 2 is actually a very competitive large language model. It's very smart, it's great at summarization and understanding, and a lot of people actually do say that it's better than the base GPT 3.5 that comes with the free version of ChatGPT. Some people also say that it can compete at that GPT-4 level at times, so the performance here with Claude 2 is somewhere in between GPT 3.5 and 4, which is pretty awesome considering it is free, but that's not its main advantage over ChatGPT. Claude 2 has the ability to take in up to 100,000 tokens at once. That's about 75,000 words. Whereas with the paid version of ChatGPT, yes, ChatGPT plus the GPT-4 model, that can only take in 7,500 words at once, meaning Claude 2, which you can access for free, can ingest 10 times the information that ChatGPT Plus can. So when is this useful? Well, it turns out quite a lot of times it is. If we go to the Claude 2 chat here, and yes, by the way, you can do multiple chats at once and save them for future use, you can add files to your chat, 5 maximum files at 10 megabytes each, and it accepts PDF documents, text files, CSV files, etc. So even more than that. You can't upload photos like ChatGPT Plus, but like I said, it can ingest 10 times the information. So this is incredibly helpful for studying with school, where you can upload probably your entire textbook sometimes to this, or entire chapters from your textbook into Claude. It does have that ability to do some more advanced data analysis capabilities because it can ingest giant CSV text files full of data. So yeah, there's just a lot of really awesome capabilities that you can do with this thing that are just not available with ChatGPT. You can literally just paste the entire SpongeBob wiki in, summarize for me, and with bigger text files, it does take longer than ChatGPT. It is relatively quick and very serviceable. This is one of those AIs that I just don't hear people talk about enough, and I literally use this thing about once a week at least. For completely free, that's pretty difficult to pass up. Did a pretty good little summarization here. As you can see, it can do bullets. It can code just like ChatGPT as well. Claude 2 is definitely worth a nice look at. Next up, we have Ideogram AI text-to-image generator. This is a completely free text-to-image generator that's, relatively speaking, uncensored. It's probably a little bit more censored than SDXL in some ways, but it's completely free for you to use, and it's quite a good generator overall. In a lot of cases, I would actually prefer to use this over something like Midjourney, because as you can no doubt see, this thing does have the ability to produce text on screen just like DALL-E 3. And while yes, DALL-E 3 is a lot better than this model in many cases, the censorship is getting pretty ridiculous inside of DALL-E 3 in both Bing Chat as well as the actual ChatGPT app. Plus, unlike the Bing Chat app, you actually can do a 10x16 or a 16x10 generation with these little settings right over here. It's also got some built-in styles, which I find pretty cool. And plus, unlike Bing Chat or ChatGPT, this also takes its form in kind of a social media aspect. So not only can you hop on here, make an account, and start generating for free, you can share all of your posts to the community, leave likes on other people's posts, and follow other creators. And like I said, this is more uncensored, so you can do political figures, famous people, pop culture characters, etc. And that is not possible with DALL-E 3 inside of ChatGPT, and Bing Chat is kind of hit or miss. With this model, you really don't have to worry about getting banned from some system. You can just go generate and have some fun. So definitely check this one out. Now moving on to our next one. This is nat.dev, aka Open Playground. This website is pretty awesome. This is more for the power users, the people that use AI every single day in their work and really try to make everything very efficient with their AI. This is essentially the ultimate, and I mean the ultimate end-all be-all interface for interacting with AI large language models, and I mean any of them. By utilizing the APIs, we have a plethora of different ones to pick from. I'll go over some highlights here. We've got access to the base GPT 3.5 model that powers free version of ChatGPT, but we've also got the 16K GPT 3.5, which you guessed it can ingest 16,000 tokens at once, which is a lot more than regular ChatGPT. This is kind of a secret API model that OpenAI doesn't have inside of ChatGPT. We've also got the Instruct model, which works a little bit differently than the chat models. Whereas a chat model will try to talk to you like you're a person, this model will just try to complete any text that you put in the box. So this model is a little bit less censored because of that. You can kind of trick it into saying a lot of things. For example, any of the chat models, GPT 3.5 Turbo or GPT-4, they won't do any swears at all, where GPT 3.5 Turbo Instruct absolutely will. We've also got the GPT-4 32K model that's right above my head there. This, you guessed it, can ingest 32,000 tokens at once, which is so much better than you get with normal ChatGPT. Still not at that Claude 2 100K level, mind you, but here's the best part. Claude 2 is also inside of nat.dev, so you can generate with both GPT 3.5 and Claude 2, and something really cool you can do is, let's say I want to use GPT 3.5 Turbo, give it a random prompt, submit, makes me a generation. I can then take all of this text that just got generated by GPT 3.5 Turbo, go up to Claude 2, and continue my generation with an entirely different model. So you can actually combine AIs together and have them work in collaboration, which is a super cool concept and something you can really only do on this website. Plus, like I said, this is for power users, so we can in fact change a bunch of settings in here. I did do a video fully on nat.dev quite some time ago, but the rundown basically is this is how many characters the AI is allowed to generate at the max. Our temperature is how random. This is for probability. We've also got frequency penalty and presence penalty for how frequently things are present inside of your text, so you can fine tune it for specific use cases. Like I said, a bunch of other models you can mess with, a bunch of free ones, all of the Llama models from Meta AI, the Mistral AI models as well, plus some old Google models. So this is really a great website for pro users, people who want free stuff and are willing to pay for some better stuff as well. Not only this, they have this crazy compare mode too, where we can go through and enable models individually and actually directly drag race them, compare them to each other with the same exact prompt. So if I wanted to compare, let's say, GPT 3.5 Turbo to Claude 2, I can do that here, put my prompt at the top, click the submit button, and we can see, which model generates the fastest, which one generates the most characters, and which one has overall the best result, a direct apples to apples comparison. And again, you can adjust all of your same settings in here as well. And it gets even better. This can actually act as a ChatGPT replacement with way more power under its hood and way more features. We can save multiple chats on the side here, start new chats with any model that we please. Well, any model that is a chat model, that is. And of course, we can actually adjust our settings too and have all of these custom chat models. Really, no feature is left behind on this website. You can even do system context as well. This would be your system prompt, and it's really quite amazing they've been able to cram all of this in here, especially being a free website with a pretty simple sign-up procedure. Now, if you do want to use one of the paid models, such as GPT-4, for example, they go by a pay-as-you-go system. So there's no annoying subscriptions here that you'll forget about if you stop using it. You can just essentially top up your balance at any time by buying $5 in credits, which is a pretty simple way to go about things, and I definitely like that. You don't lose anything if you're not using it. And like I said, if you don't even want to pay, you can just use any of these free models. So if you use AI super regularly and you're a power user, this website is going to be a godsend. And if you want to learn how to use AI in a more advanced way, I also highly recommend you start on this site with all of these different little settings and options. All right, moving on to our next AI. So next up in our list, we have Perplexity AI. This is an AI website that has been around for quite some time. It's pretty popular, so you might have heard of this one, but it's got a lot of really amazing features. This is essentially a Google replacement that uses AI. This is like the first major AI search engine. It's really quick, it's free, it works amazing. I can search stuff up and it's going to give me an AI generated answer that cites its own sources and is typically pretty accurate. You can see it has no problem pulling up my face and my YouTube channel. It auto generates some follow-up questions, but will give a paragraph answer for pretty much anything with hot links right at the top. So let's try one of these pre-baked questions in and do a follow-up, and it can answer more specific stuff to us, like what kind of content does MattVidPro AI create on YouTube? Gives us the basic rundown, features videos related to AI music and lyrics, content creation, video generation, have playlists, educational, entertaining with a focus on AI technology. Absolutely true. Let's see, can I get this one right? How often does MattVidPro AI upload? Whoa, this is so cool. According to vidIQ, I upload an average of 3.5 videos per week. Yeah, that's pretty accurate, I would say. How many subscribers do I have? Does it know this? 223,000. Okay, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty close to my exact count. Wow, I'm impressed. This thing is knowledgeable. It's quick. I haven't used it in a while, so I get re-blown away by AI several times if I come back to it typically. So they've also got a pro mode as well that lets you use either Claude 2 or GPT-4 in these little co-pilot uses. You do have to sign in for this, but you actually don't have to sign in at all if you just want to use it regularly. And you can have the ability to save your threads as well, your searches essentially in a library if you do sign in. And they have this little discover mode that has, you know, some interesting searches and questions if you're bored. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this one also has file uploading as well, so you can do PDFs inside of this. Pretty awesome. Oh, and speaking of PDFs, that's our next underrated AI site. This is the AI-powered Ask Your PDF website. This one has both free and paid plans as well. This uses AI in a little bit of a different way than ChatGPT would or Claude 2, and it allows you to upload PDFs that can be very, very large, like entire textbooks, no problem every single time, and give you accurate information and responses based on the information inside of that PDF. It doesn't exactly operate like ChatGPT, so it can't really think and interact in that same exact way, but it's very good at retrieving information that's accurate from the PDF for you. They've also got a Chrome extension as well as a ChatGPT plugin, which is pretty great to see. And this thing will take in text files, PPTs, PPTXs, CSVs, EPUBs, or even from a URL as well. They've also got some other built-in tools like summarization, but to be honest, I would rather use Claude 2 for that. As their little video states here, this is essentially a new way to interact with your documents, essentially via a chatbot interface. There are a lot of similar PDF sites just like Ask Your PDF, but this is my favorite one. And the reason that we can have such giant PDF uploads into Ask Your PDF and still be able to utilize them with an AI is because they do work a little bit differently than a ChatGPT. This thing is not going to have all the same capabilities as ChatGPT or even Claude 2, but it can sort through and answer questions about massive amounts of information. It just won't be able to creatively expand upon them. So now moving on to our final and maybe the coolest of all of these AI tools, we're looking at the first and the best fully autonomous AI agent. I think this one might actually be the most underrated out of the whole bunch. It's incredible. This is Hyperwrite's personal assistant. So Hyperwrite used to be just a bunch of little large language model based tools, but they've got this personal assistant which uses a lot of their own technology they've developed, can essentially take control of your browser and do tasks for you. I've made 2 videos about this so far. I still don't think it gets enough attention, and it's just so darn cool to watch. They've recently updated this too, which I've covered in one of my AI news videos, but now it's a lot more like ChatGPT, where we can sort of just talk to it all in one page. And we even have a separate history tab just like ChatGPT, so you can save different personal assistant chats. As you can see in this case, I asked it to search for a specific product on eBay and sort it by used and buy it now listings and find the lowest working one. And it actually provided me with a direct product link, which is pretty cool. Now this one does come with a limited free trial where you can have a bunch of credits to test it out. But once those are used up, they are pretty expensive at the moment. So unless you really find a good use case for this or you're rich, maybe not the most worth it. However, this is the most incredible technology I've seen come out of AI in quite some time, and no one's talking about it. If you check out my last full video on this fully automated AI assistant, you'll be able to watch it build an entire computer inside of PC Part Picker, which is not really an easy task. You know, it's not like it's something the average person would just be able to do, so it's really quite impressive that it was able to do it. So I recommend checking out this one and possibly even my first video on this, because it's just so darn cool to watch. In this video, I even had it try to research different AI topics and build me a list of AI art generators that were #1 or good. And it came pretty close to actually being able to complete that whole task. Autonomous AI agents such as Hyperwrite's AI assistant are absolutely the future of AI. They're able to do things for you. They can send emails, send tweets, they can research for you, even book and buy stuff for you too. So I think that's one of the main reasons that I see that one as the most underrated, because no one talks about it and it's really the only fully autonomous AI agent that's out there. Anyways, if you found anything on this list today nice and useful for you, definitely leave this video a like and consider subscribing. Also check out the Discord server where we have an active AI community with even more useful AI tips. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and goodbye.